Hello, I'm Aaliyah. I'm a graduate student in computational linguistics and I identify as a Black female.
Hello, my name is Karina. I'm an undergraduate student at Montclair. I'm a linguistics major and I identify as a Latina female.
Hi, I'm Jordan Thomas. I'm a graduate student in the Computational Linguistics department at MSU, and I'm a Black cis male.
I am Kevin Grillis. I am a undergraduate student at Montclair State University, and I am majoring in linguistics.
Hello, my name's Allie. I am a undergraduate student studying German and linguistics, and I'm a white female.
I'm Jonathan. I'm an associate professor, tenured professor at Montclair State University. I'm a white middle-aged male, heterosexual, cisgender, Canadian American. So this presentation is about an identity survey we collaborated on, which goes beyond what is typically done in laboratory linguistics. So my research is on prosody, things like rhythm, intonation, and stress. Like a lot of prosody researchers, I was trained at a predominantly white institution. The model in theoretical and experimental linguistics is to bring quote unquote native speakers of English into the lab and analyze their speech to make claims about quote unquote US English. In computational linguistics, researchers typically refer to language or natural language where it's just assumed that they mean English.
The population at Montclair State University is quite diverse, as is the state of New Jersey itself. In particular, there were reported 2 million Latine or Hispanic individuals in New Jersey in 2022, 1.23 million African American individuals in New Jersey, and our undergrad community at MSU has 36% self-reported Hispanic or Latine and 13% Black or African American.
So collecting data indiscriminately from the so-called English speaker population was clearly problematic. Jonathan was awarded a National Science Foundation grant to collect a corpus of task-oriented conversational speech in order to investigate African American and Latina English speakers. So we will collect this corpus with a map task in which pairs of speakers will have to reconcile two similar maps. But here's the dilemma we encountered very early on. How do we decide who counts as a Latine or African American English speaker? Should we come up with a test to decide who is and who isn't one? Or should we ask for self-reported identity and observed linguistic behavior? So we chose the latter. We wanted this to be more inclusive, avoid perpetuating mainstream English, US English as proper or default, avoid exoticizing the speech of poor urban speakers, and to avoid essentializing Latine and African American English.
In 2020, Nicole Holliday, a sociolinguist studying prosody and race, proposed the Holliday rule that linguists should ask participants their race, following a similar rule by computational linguist Emily Bender that computer scientists should name the language of study, even and especially when it is English. We wanted to do better, but there are few models for asking about identity in experimental and computational work. We looked to the work of sociolinguists and adapted sociolinguistic interview questions to a survey format.
From Kara Schusterman's 2015 paper, Speaking English in Spanish Harlem, Language Change in Puerto Rican English, emphasizes residential history, awareness of linguistic cues, race and ethnicity, ethnicity of friends and family, and romantic partners. We also borrowed from Kirby's Conrad's 2019 paper, Pronouns Raising and Emerging, which incorporates gender, sexuality, and income.
We benefited a lot from discussions in Squazzaro et al., a white paper by linguists at the University of Washington, as well as a 2024 LSA workshop on gender. In adapting questions from the sociolinguistic interview format to a survey context, we opted for open-ended questions rather than predefined questions. And when we did ask those closed questions, we tried to avoid the other category, which is literally othering. Following work on individual variation and prosody by Jason Bishop, we included questions about communication preferences from diagnostics for autism spectrum disorder.
As we developed our research, other questions emerged from sharing our lived experiences. We asked questions about experience in ESL classrooms and bilingual Spanish-English classrooms, as some of us experienced that. The No Sabo Kid label, which refers to individuals with Latin or Hispanic descent that are not L1 Spanish speakers and have limited Spanish-speaking ability. Musical interests such as Latin music and R&B, which was an example of slow science, which was work done by Stengers, as we looked beyond the research in experimental linguistics and computational linguistics that we were already familiar with, and we collaborated as a group of faculty, grad students, and undergrad students, which took time, Our institutional review board asked more questions in reviewing our human subjects protocol, and data collection started much later than it would have otherwise.
For the future, we hope that our research will serve as a valuable contribution to future studies on prosody and English language varieties, providing a model for inclusivity and expanding the research done on prosody by including participation from individuals who identify as African American and/or Latina or Hispanic. It is essential that we recognize and embrace the richness and diversity of English language usage rather than adhering solely to what is traditionally deemed standard English. By fostering an environment that welcomes diverse linguistic perspectives, we can ensure a more comprehensive understanding of prosody and promote equitable participation in academic discourse.